money moves, making money moves. Making money moves, making money moves. When the pressure's at its...
It kind of put me in a position where I could do that. I learned so much from my team. And to just have a home that I can say like, oh, you know, I got my bros here, and then I'm starting to assemble women here. Like, I feel good.
How important is it to have a team in this stage in your career?
I feel like it's very important, especially with support wise, because sometimes I second guess myself like a lot. So having people that kind of reassure, the reassurance factor plays a big part, at least for me. And then like on camera, it looks good on camera to have the whole team behind you, and then just feeding off of that energy. And then it's so kismet sometimes too that anytime that I'm booked, sometimes another CNC member is booked too. So, and most of the time I'm battling right after them. So for me to just even feed off that energy and be like, yeah, like me battling NKW after Benji battled Phoenix, that was crazy. And then that was after the Wolverine shit. Like it was just fire.
Now, Fendi, what? Because you're a vet in this sport. You know, like you've been doing this from Brooklyn Mic Club. What was it about CNC and the timing and you saying, you know what, this is a good idea? Because like I talk to Trey 30 all the time, and like I was actually there when you battled him, and I was actually there like after the battle, and he was saying, you know what, Dizzy, I'm gonna introduce myself to her and say she should be CNC and it's a good idea. And he was asking me at that time, he was like, what do you know about Fendi? And it was like, she's a great MC, she's dope. You just battled her, like you just had a classic with her on iBattle, and we're in Staten Island right now.
Right.
And then years later, like years later, not only are you CNC, like you guys are in the same league, you guys are dominating together, like you got a battle with Swag, Corrupted Fashion. Like, what was it about that conversation with Trey and with the rest of them, and you saying for yourself, you know what, this isn't a bad idea, this is what I should be doing for my career?
I did it off a whim. I'm always quick to say no or say, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember the night, like because he hit me up via inbox. I don't think he approached me. It was Benji that approached me, like, yo, you want to be CNC? Like, yo, like, that was all you? Like, it was so funny because I'm like, yeah, like, and he's like, yo, my nigga, like, I want you on the team.
You said some shit like, I'm this close to hitting 30. Like, I always remember that shit.
Yo, that's
like,
crazy because this is the year.
Like, yo,
no,
like,
and it's crazy. This is the year I am going to hit that 30-year mark. Like, it's so funny.
We're gonna have to ignore that. We're gonna have to get back to that. We're gonna have to get back to that. We're gonna have to get back to that.
But yeah, I came up with that ball last minute too. At that time, I was in a phase in my writing where I was covered up with fire bars as I was finished writing, and I'm like, shit, let me squeeze that in there, which probably also contributed to me fucking up all the time. So now I write way early. Like, if a motherfucker even tell me, oh, you might be battling this nigga, I'm like, all right, bet. Right. I'm already like, I got a few name flips, got a few, and then now I'm in this phase where I'm just writing random bars. I don't give a fuck if it's Sandcastle Sam. I don't even have rounds where there's any name flips in them. It's just straight punches, schemes and shit, and then it is fire. I sparred them like last week, just off a whim around like the Saga and a few others on Clubhouse. It was like, yo, you're bugging, you're wilding, going for blood. I'm like, yep. I'm ready for anybody.
And like CNC just give you that confidence.
That confirmation, right? Yeah, because Benji, he's like, yo, you're fucking crazy. Sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, you're an artist. Sometimes you look at your shit and you don't think it's phenomenal till someone else point out certain shit, and you like, you know what?
That's why I asked you about the team thing, because, you know, like, being Golden Squad, that is one of the best perks of being around someone like around someone like Pat, Wes Crave, you know, Ishmula,
Fendi, Gaddafi,
you know, Gaddafi, like even and no funny shit, like even being around, Clip. But even being around the millions like Rocky and Real Reckless and the newer ones, Peso, Man Monster, like they give you a certain type of confidence. Like when I'm around Corey Fliz and stuff like that, like I might not even rap too much my material to them, but I know when I do, and if I was shaky about it, but it was good, they're gonna let me know, like, nah, that was good, bro. Like you need to even say that a little bit stronger with that confidence of knowing what you wrote is good, and it's so dope being with that type of family orientated team because like we're writers, we write things to where it's like I don't know if that's going to hit, but then you hear someone else go, bro, I know that's going to hit. Like not only do they tell you it's going to hit, they tell you how it's going to hit, and then when they tell you how, and then when it actually happens that way, and then they just look at you like, why it's happening? Like told you. You know what's so funny? Benji Lola put me on World Star, and everyone sees like the years and dynamic that we have now and stuff like that. Like I just seen Benji go viral again, and I seen you dance with the skeleton. Like I'm actually on the side. I can't wait till he tells the story of how he went viral again. I was trying to do the woo walk with him. You was dancing with him. You was dancing with the I can't wait till he tells us. I don't even want to reveal until he tells the story, but I look at it and say, like, this is a person who put me in on World Star, and I can still help contribute so he can go again.
Right.
And again, because people go, I'm not CNC, but we're season 4. We're Coliseum, and we still share some type of teamwork to where it's like, I still want to see you win, because when you win, I win. When you go viral again, they go watch me again. Like they go watch to see what you did to me, and then it just so happens that
he did to Cable.
You know, like he's done it to a lot of people, but they don't embrace it the same way. Like
true.
Like,
but I mean, I feel
Reaper and Vic Hustle don't embrace it the same way, and I feel like they don't embrace it the same way is because they haven't found that connection with people of like, yeah, I can laugh at myself, bro, because I'm this dope.
Right.
They haven't found how to do that. And I feel like even Cable Guy has been laughed at, but he hasn't found that, yo, laugh at me, but I'm this dope.
Right.
And if they all have that moment of being dope, they all have footage of being dope. But the fact that they're not telling the people who are laughing at them, which is bringing more people to them to watch them. Now you got the people watching you.
You got the people watching
you got the attention. Let them know now. Look.
Yeah, kind of like invest in it, like make it work.
Let them know, like let it work for you. Look, bro, like I got 1 million views from that Benji shit, but 1 million people now know who I am.
Right.
And then I did other things to embarrass other people. I done did other things to embarrass other people, so it's like, yeah, I got embarrassed one time, but look at all these other people.
What's the follow-up?
Look at the follow-up. What are you doing? Like, if you ask me what have I done lately, I done got a couple of those too. And I feel like that's where they miss out on just engaging with new people who they see you already.
Right.
Their team's not telling them that. See,
and,
I got a good team.
Also, I don't know. I just feel like the creativity behind what Benji does is what makes it so captivating. Because and then he's just able to execute it every time.
Right.
Even like with him riding in the bicycle.
And you know what's so crazy? I had him on year 86, and this is this is before he goes viral again for something else, but we had him on year 86, and he's explaining the bike, and I'm telling him, because Benji is really my friend, I really talk to Benji I'm like, yo, bro, I didn't like that, but he's telling me like, yo, bro, the fact that you ain't like it is cool, there's millions of people who love that movie, who love that thing, and I'm cool with one of my friends not liking what I'm doing because I know I'm entertaining the millions that do.
Right.
And I'm taking that risk.
And knowing that's who you're...
You know, that's my target art.
Right.
That's my target right there. Like, it's not for you if you don't like it, but...
It wasn't intended.
It's a million other people who fuck with this shit right here, and they're gonna love this shit. They love that movie. They love this moment. They're gonna wonder... If I was a battle rapper, why I can't do that stuff?
And what I like about Benji too is he doesn't use every battle to use a prop.
Mm-hmm. He ain't use a prop against me and still made World Star.
Right.
He ain't use a prop against me and still made World Star. Like he do this shit for real. Like he do this.
No, but no lie. But I feel like you definitely. You were the star of that. Like that wasn't him really all the way.
But
it was
you know
really
what? But you know what it is. I give Benji credit because of the conversations of when it actually did make it to World Star. He was in legal situations, and our friendship showed during that moment because he was away and he would call me on the phone, and it's like, yo, would you take this call? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm telling him like, yo, bro, I know the attention that you get, and I know how people view you, and not to clout chase off of you, but bro, I was a part of that. I was there. Like I was responsible for responding back to what you were doing.
It was so funny, Dizzy. I swear. And I don't think I was close with you at that time, but I knew like
nobody knew. Nobody but you know what? I feel like what it showed is like it showed that
these backwards was so trash.
I look at people who he's put on World Star and how they recovered and what people say about them after, and it's like my story is different. Mm-hmm. He's done this like 8 times to 8 different people, and the way they recovered is just, it doesn't look like they dominated.
Sometimes
or they were strong.
I mean, I feel like, I don't know, man, because I feel like Reaper can come back to this. Because honestly, do you think the battle itself would have been way more classic had he
had he rapped,
had he actually come back from that, like,
but you know what,
or he rapped first,
but you know
and
what,
then that happened second.
You know
like
what?
there's so many variables.
Battle rap has so much of that. What have you done for me lately? Him choking in that fashion. You can watch him versus Steens, and then you can watch him versus other battles where he choked. To where it's like he has to have phenomenal showings back to back.
Yeah, but now he has to kind of make sure he does that. Like,
but so boom, you see how you said that? Now I wanna give you some insight because I battle Benji. People who Benji has embarrassed and put in those situations, I'm just being honest with you though, they don't recover. I'm being honest though.
Okay.
I am the only person who has not only recovered from it, I've made my own name. I've embarrassed other people. I've done other things to where people don't hold that Benji lost against me over my head the way they're gonna hold this Reaper shit over him alone.
Because it's still fresh. That's one.
It's still fresh.
He's also built a pattern where now he's being real lackadaisical in performance. And then, mind you, he's had a bigger opportunity. Mind you, you did this at your old home. Mm-hmm. Fuck the bullshit. Let's keep it real. Nigga, you was talking all that shit like you was this we go hard monarch. You're a fucking we go hard poster child. That's one.
Right.
You ran over there.
Right. You
come back over here and this is what you do to show how. So then what were you doing to reassure like nigga respect mine?
Right. But again, like I said, Benji he's got 4 million plus views of embarrassing people. Out of these 4 million views and doing it 8 times, no one's recovered the way I have. Because I've
emotional maturity to be
I've done it in different ways of just saying you have to respect what I do in this culture, to where I watch people fail trying to recover from that damage. Mm-hmm. And not only, you gotta realize, I lost to Benji Lolo, who at the time, he wasn't as magnificent as he is now. And then I lost to T-Rex, who some people have him in their top 5. It doesn't matter what he's doing now, but they have him. They have him
Since
placed.
surrogation, he's been kind of sus to me.
But they have him placed in a certain place in their hearts. And then you gotta realize, I am the battle he battled before K-Shine. I am, when they go, yo, who the fuck did he battle on URL? Me. Before K-Shine. I'm the on URL. So it's like, I had to recover from those type of situations.
Damn, he used you for a punching bag to battle K-Shine? Yo.
So realize it's a lot of people who don't recover from these type of situations. A lot of people who he's embarrassed, they haven't.
Okay, but first,
they haven't done it though. They haven't shown that, you know what, I can overcome.
Did they want to though?
I don't know.
That's my whole thing.
I don't know. I know what I wanted to do. I know what I wanted to do.
But we haven't had a battle from Big Hustle in how long? And I know he's
battled after Benji. He battled after Benji. He battled Corey Joseph. And that battle was out.
Oh yeah. He did. He did, and he did pretty well. So it's like.
But was the recovery something to where you go, you know what, I'm not going to talk about Stone Cold.
I mean, it still doesn't stop the momentum from being the momentum. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of that. The Stone Cold
It does though, because I've seen where it's like you hating about being a part of that moment of being embarrassed, where you didn't recover and say, I can embarrass somebody else and be that nigga still.
I don't even feel like you have to reciprocate. I just feel like with that energy as far as embarrassing someone else. Mm-hmm. I just feel like as far as the follow-up, just do great. Just do lyrically, great. Or even try to
talk about it?
Right, or even try to encompass a prop that does the same thing, that executes the same thing.
And we talking about Big Hustle here. We talking about somebody who's he wears wrestling masks and paints
his face.
And then
last time I checked, because me and him, we was in Brooklyn Michael, I think he had a prop for Rad, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he didn't try to execute that, and maybe at that time, especially because I feel like battle rap is like milestones ahead of its time sometimes, mm-hmm. even down to debuting certain rappers. Mm-hmm. So not a lot of people was even a full Daylight fan, and now he has a whole cult following.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know, man. I just feel like overall what Benji does with his props are great. I don't want to seem like CNC biased because I'm not looking at it from the other spectrum, because there's always that other spectrum. I didn't think Cable really took that loss, mm-hmm. like, you know, or
serious,
took the, yeah.
I only say that because we haven't seen someone address Cable about it. Mm. We haven't seen someone say the mistakes of letting that happen. We've only seen the moment, you know, because if we were to dig deeper into that, we can see it's a lot of things that we can. Just knowing Cable's style of how he picks at things, there's a lot of things about that situation to where you can pick and go in and bring out bigger perspectives of how we look at Cable, right, because of how Cable attacks people. It's hot over there. I don't know what's going on. It's hot over there, man. It's hot over there. It's only because we got the flashing lights going, man. We got Fendi in the building, man. You know, shout out to Fendi, man. You know, I'm over here trying to shoot these blogs for the Next Stop Hollywood series, and Fendi is one of the dopest female MCs ever.
Humbly
ever. And we just got here. We just
chopping it up.
We just chopping it up, man. Like, yo, Fendi, like, when you think about like battle rap and where it's evolved and where you came from and like where it's going, when you see these caffeine things, mm-hmm. and you know your main event in your next battle, like, is there a ceiling for battle rap?
No. And there was never a ceiling. Like, never a ceiling. I remember when I Got a Gun So Big Bars was popping, where Subway, I swear to you, I still to this day know there's a battle rap fan somewhere in either advertising or marketing with Subway where they had a whole commercial talking about I got a sub so big. It was like blatant then that, you know, battle rap is just like milestones ahead to where now they're incorporating it in ads for fucking sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then now, before celebrities or way before Method Man was battling Math Hoffa, there was this talk show host that had celebrities battling each other. Like, simple just 2-bar setups and just going off. Like, and then, I don't know if you watched Super Fight recently, but I've even, like, battle rap is so crazy, right? And battle rap is so much life. Mike P versus Real Sick, you would think that battle didn't have that much controversy behind it, right? But people fail to realize Real Sick is a part of a whole community, Punjabi community.
Right.
You know, and right now he's also sick too, which is a whole nother, and they're currently going through a whole farmer situation and it's bad, and he's dedicated his whole third round to that. Me being able to see that community that had nothing, that had no knowledge of what battle rap was, but because this one man that decided to battle and then dedicated a whole round to talk about what his people are going through, actually root for him on Clubhouse, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then they even have what they call a duale. I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but it's a warrior song. And one of the Punjabi girls that was there, she sent me footage of it, and they're like cracking jokes, but the way that they're singing, but it's like a form, like it's initiation of battle. Like, that was crazy. Like, they're like how they can connect that with what we do.
Fendi, I seen recently. I don't know exactly what day it was, but like, I want to let the audience know who's gonna watch my podcast on my YouTube channel. Let them know how important you are socially with our culture. Like, I seen an appreciation post with your name in it, and they were just saying like how dope you were.
Oh, shout out to Majestic. Yeah, that's
it had nothing to do with battle rap. It just had something to do with your energy and how you take time to figure out things about other people's culture and the mannerisms of how to accept it and show love to it. What made you be that positive in a culture that's focused on being so negative?
I don't feel like, I'm starting to realize certain shit don't happen for, like, certain things happen for a reason. It's not an accident. I don't feel like battle rap fell in my hands, because I knew about battle rap, but as far as me actually contributing to it, I would have never thought. You know what I'm saying? When it was introduced to me, I was still not even sure if I wanted to be an artist, because I was still a new mother, and then I moved into a new area by myself, my first apartment and everything. So like, putting like my artistry back on the table was a big thing for me, and battle rap was that, you know, that offer to kind of like set the tone for that to be my debut. And then it was like, once I started to get the feel, I didn't like it, and I had a love-hate for the shit. And then, but as I started to like divvy in and divvy out, I started to see people like you, like COLOSSEUM, people at even We Go Hard that started.
Don't give me too much credit. They don't know I'm cool. They don't know I'm cool or great. They just think I got cool hair, and you know, I'll call myself Hollywood. They think I'm pushing stuff. They don't know I'm cool out here. They don't know that. They don't know that.
It's just like seeing like the elevation of me, through, even with the elevation of battle rap. It's like the ceiling is endless. And then like to even just get that notoriety from people you admire too is what kind of fuels you. It's not necessarily a battery in your back anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because no one ever made me feel like I was bigger than I was. And I don't think that was the issue. I think the real issue is I'm not really, at one point I wasn't living up to my potential. Now that I am, you know, I'm setting the tone to where opportunities have come to me instead of me having to feel like I gotta beg for them or ask for them or
now,
cry for them.
with saying that, like, when did you find that willpower to say, like, I'm in this culture and I'm actually growing. I'm actually showing that, you know what, I'm told about my potential, but I'm actually showing it now. Like, I'm actually proving those people who believe in me right. How does that come about?
Just making sure that the material can do that. That's one. And just knowing that, like, I am inspiring and powerful too. Like, what I do is no different from the people who admire me to do what I do. Like, and I shouldn't cut myself short because I'm not them. And knowing who I am to just be myself freely on camera now. Because I felt like I had to kind of close myself off or just give a piece. Like, nah, like, if I put my all on paper, I have to put my all on camera now. And now I'm getting the feel of how I can do that to my liking.
Who and how were you influenced to do this for?
Swag.
From the beginning, like, we're talking about from the beginning, like. But that's dope that you said Swag. Shout out to Swag.
No, because he kind of got me into the whole mode of really just like, I don't know if you've seen him versus Rob Marley, but he was just wigging.
I watch everything that Swag do, man. Like,
wigging. Okay? Like,
I might pull up on Swag Block just to watch him walk in the building. Type shit, man. Like, I don't like, pause. Like, Swag is my brother. I don't play with this nigga Swag, man.
Nah,
like,
he really kind of put me, cause he was like, yo, like, you gotta know, like, bring that, like, I need that fiery Fendi all the time.
Was that the reason why Corrupted Fashion was with Swag?
Yeah. Because
you could have teamed with anybody. You could have teamed with Benji, LV. True. Like, you could have anybody.
True.
But Swag, that combination, like.
Yeah, I feel like, cause when it came down to writing, we were both like very quick with the bars. But he was much quicker simply because he was just like the one-liners. I call him one-line king because like certain shit he say in one line, I'm just like, wait, whoa, you do that? You can do that? Okay, so, and then he's a fast talker too. Facts. So what I learned, like what he told me, was that I was teaching him his pacing. He was teaching me more about how to just compact shit in one bar. So I'm like, hold on, wait, I can just get to the point like this? Oh, yes. You just saved me like 8 bars. Like, right. You know, like I find myself to be very wordy and he was very fast speaking. So we just kind of meshed those two things and he perfected his pacing. I was like the whole mean bitch behind the hammer, Judge Judy. I swear to God, it was because of him I came up with that bar. Cause I'm like, yo, I'm gonna come up with as many one-liners in an hour. Cause I think at that time I was working, so I was always crunch time with bars and squeezing, sparring and shit. And he was like, yo, I fucks with that. I was like, yes. So, yeah, like, I feel like that. And Black actually picked us too, cause it could have been anybody. I don't know why Black saw me and him together, but then Swag was with it and it worked. Yeah, it worked greatly.
So besides Swag, because you know, shout out to Swag, CNC, but like let's talk about like the beginning, like when this wasn't
new to me.
You know, like when this was new to you, like who influenced you and how did they influence you?
Surprisingly, 2 people.
Okay.
And it's gonna sound weird, but fuck it. Iron Chic, because I had bought, I forgot what mixtape I was buying, but I don't know if you remember like those throwback t-shirts by Still Sell bootleg shit and all that. He was playing Iron Chic versus somebody. And you know, it's the monumental blood everywhere Hawaiian Punch. I'm watching that and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Tropical Punch, yeah. Tropical
I was like, what the fuck
Punch.
is this? And then Papoose, because I used to live in Brownsville, and I remember him spitting one time, and I was just like, yo, this nigga is rapping. I remember he was rapping for hours. I'm like, yo, I went to the store, cop bread, went back in the house. And then my mother told me to go back to the store. This nigga's still rapping. I'm like, yo, this nigga is nice. So those 2 people. And then the female aspect is Miss Hustle, because she was the first battle I watched, and it was versus Old Red. So for me to even see her now battling somebody like Averb, you know what I'm saying? And she's climbed herself up the ladder too. She's battled E Hard, like somebody who still...
Like, yo, Papoose almost hit me with his car before he was famous, and I done beat up people from his hustle. before she was big top tier on URLs battling A-Verb. So like when you name those two names, like I understand what you talking about. Like I'm from East New York, so like seeing Papoose rap in Brownsville of all places, like that was a regular, like that was something that, and he showed you like I'll rap all day, and I'm out rapping whoever you bring over here, like,
all day, and then he had like his wave too. So and you know I'm from Brooklyn, so it's just inevitable. But yeah, Hustle. As far as the girls, Hustle, 40, Eat Heart.
And this is before you started. Hustle and 40, like they were.
Yeah, because remember, well, 40 as I got into the game, because she started shortly after, and she battled Tori Doe. But I always knew, like, as far as like, I always had a keen ear. So anybody who was fire, automatic. So if we can exclude 40 because she was later on, it was definitely Hustle and Shayna.
What about? So what do you think about your legacy and like when this is all said and done, where do you want to be placed?
Best pen, period. Best pen. As far as performance, I know that I'm still growing into that, so you know, but pen definitely, because there's still people who honor Chilla and JC and Daylight, and they're all different levels of pens. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you see me fit, either way, you just gotta have to squeeze me in regardless. So
best pen.
Best pen.
Fendi.
Even amongst men.
Even amongst men. Talk about it. So like I was about to end it, but I gotta ask you this one more question. You know, because you mentioned it. And you know, we're here in the Next Stop Hollywood series. I'm here with Fendi, the queen. And she says she wants to be known best pen amongst men. Man or female? Who's easier to battle? What do you prefer? Who do you like beating more? Men, because they listen to my bars. Like I write, when I write for these niggas, I write for them to catch the bar in real time just so I can see their response. I do that on purpose. And I get a kick out of it because when I come up with a bar that they would have never expected, like I still sit back and be like, wow, Gwitty fucked with my shit, Dre fucked with my shit, even Tape Deck fucked with my shit, like in real time. And I'm seeing that and I'm like, yup, yeah, I wrote that. From hitting 30, man. Not going. I did not even think that bar was going to be such a sensation like that. I really didn't. I just wrote it off a whim, and it like that battle was crazy. Even down to the whole Iverson bar, I had that bar for a whole year. I wrote it off of like simply just watching the Hall of Fame shit. And I'm just like, yo, if DNA doesn't spit this shit, I am. And I waited a whole year. I'm like, yup, DNA, like I'm waiting on you, bro. You're the only nigga I know to write some shit like this, like, cause he's one of the real ones that know how to make a current event bar not so like cliche and corny. So when I came up with the Allen Iverson bar, Dropping Tears, that's the Hall of Fame speech shit. I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, nobody said this? Are you fucking shitting me? Nobody said it. Like, nobody said it. And I was on the hunt. I literally watched every battle from every league possible to make sure no one said that shit. No one said it. When you have people like Jade on your resume, and you're about to have C3 in your resume, like even though you did mention the guys, like you have some of the top female hitters on your resume. Finally. Yeah. Talk about it. Like, why do you say finally? Like, I say finally because I feel like these bitches was scared at one point because they was like, I don't know if I want to be the bitch that Fendi level up on. So in a way, they kind of got used to me. Like once they started seeing the repetition of me being very, very ill-prepared, they're like, oh, she's no longer a threat. And even if she is a threat, oh fucking well, I can still say no. Like at the end of the day, niggas is gonna be like, cause she choked, and they're gonna lean more towards that, cause that's what I was showing them on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not showing that shit no more though. Talk about it. Talk about it. Yo, Fendi, we're about to get out of here, and I appreciate you that you get to bless my YouTube channel and stuff like that. Thank you. And Fendi, I don't actually get to do this a lot, and you're actually ladies first, so you're the first person I got to do this with. Like, do you have anything that you have going on outside of battle rap that we need to be in tune with?
I have a mixtape coming up. I have a mixtape coming up, and I want to do more content, being funny. I want to do some playwriting and stuff like that. So look out for me.
Talk about it. What's the mixtape called?
Finding Fendi. So it's gonna kind of look like the Fendi logo, but instead of 2 F's, it's gonna have a question mark and an F. And
why Finding Fendi? Like why? And why did you decide now to come out with some music?
Cause that's been something I've always been hiding behind. Like I found battle rap way easier to do because it's like on demand versus being in the studio. I gotta make time, and my schedule is kind of really hectic. So now with quarantine, it's really helped me structure time for that. So I'm like, why not? You know, and I have this saying that's been echoing in my head too, like all those notebooks of writings and stuff is no longer yours, it's for someone else that needs it. And so I came across all my notebooks like of writings, and I'm like, yo, like I got so much to work with. I gotta do something with this. So dropping the piece will be a gift to me, but the message itself will be a gift to others, and I can't wait to drop it. It's 5 tracks, and it's like rap formation backdrops, I guess. Like just finding your way through this crazy ass world, and it's coming from a perspective of a black girl growing up and dealing with adversity and inner, you know, views of herself too. You know, being a black woman is not easy, and it wasn't easy for me. So yeah.
Shout out to Fendi, the queen.
Thank you.
Season CHIXX.
Season 6.
CNC.
That's a lot of words.
There's a lot of S words. There's a lot of C words going on in there. You know, there's a lot of queen shit going on there. And if you make sure that you guys tune in to the Kali Vibes, where she will be facing C3 main event shit.
Main event, wow, like main event. I see why people kind of make it a big deal being on the flyer, like the certain order.
Right.
Because of who main event is, and me being main event and knowing like the order is dope. Because even after this card, to see these names even eventually move up on a card is dope, and I'm looking forward to seeing that too. So. You already know, Kali Vibes. Kali
Vibes, CV4. And we out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dizzy. It's been a...
Use K. 30.
Small dog.
Match. Who? They say it's Hollywood outside, I see no better reason. Said man been chasing greatness in place of that day they dreaming. Fuck how you take this maintenance, what you need for stacking cheesin'. Said it was 1986 when I caught that casualty on a casual being. Crackhead walk by avid breathing, normal ass day during summer season. Back then I couldn't see me leaving, high school dropout boy not even. Perks at 30 got me heated, guess I'm praying, guess well needed.